Como estas, my Isle brethren? How you doing? I'm hoping you've been well. In this video, we have a lot to talk about. We really do. This update is something. It's something. But let's start with the obvious. Diablo Ceratops. It's pretty good. Its animations, its new raised, more elegant model, its reduced head damage, its abilities are all great. Its sound design is beautiful. The broadcast, the F-call, the forecall, they're all majestic. One thing the Isle has above the alleged competition is the sound design. It cannot be beat. And I'm really hoping they keep Trike's legacy broadcast call, because that could serenade me to sleep. Also, Diablo being 3 tons, I don't overly have a problem with that. I mainly think it's to do with Allo, Alberto and Subrex, because they're all likely going to be faster than Diablo, so it has to have some kind of strong defense against them. And I guess in the form of knocking them down. So I don't think it's too bad, but we're going to have to see how it plays out. But it's not all sunshine and owls over here, because Diablo's hitbox is absolutely disgusting. You could stand 2 meters away in game and still get knocked over. In fact, if you run whilst attacking as Diablo, it gives you almost some type of speed boost that will keep you on your victim's tail, which is not fun to be on the end of. And you can even get knocked over from it. What? Also, I'm pretty sure they changed the free call from the Horde test to the official release. It used to have a beak clap. I know loads of people didn't like it, but the new threat and call, I'm not the biggest fan of it because it doesn't have that distinct sound to it like most Isle animals do. It's like 95% of Path of Titans animals. They all have that same airy sound to them. I want to hear more of that typical Diablo Ceratops drill. Actually, whilst we're talking about sound design, have you guys heard Path of Titans Allosaurus' threat and call? That is some of the worst sound design I have heard in any genre of any game ever. I'm so sorry, but it's ass. I'll play it now for you. Compare that to this beauty of a threat and call. Need I say more? Talking of our fragilis-shaped friend, we have some breaking news. Genuinely. Coming in from that hoodie guy, he caught this footage the other night on EU3. Have a listen. To me, that's pretty conclusive, unless he's edited the allo call into the video, but it doesn't sound like it to me. And I was also sent this video by the Gem Cave Goblino. Credit to Nat the Big Kahuna. Now this audible sighting was on EU1. Let me know what you think. Is there a new cryptid in the Isle? Or is there an Allo Fragilis roaming the island? Whatever the case, I just can't see Allo releasing this year. But we'll talk about that later in the video. I'm not sure why, but in recent weeks, I've seen a lot of people, potentially doomers, say that the Isle is dying. And it made me think, is the Isle actually dying? In the last year or so, we've seen the emergence of plenty of new creators. Kingfisher, Half-Sliced, Goldfish Mentality to name a few. We've seen more community servers popping up. For example, Player Zero just launched his, Turkish Delight co-owns a test server, and the current Best of Rima server is community ran by Putin. These are signs that the Isle is flourishing, not dying. But if for some reason people still think the Isle is dying, let's check the numbers. Would you look at that? This here is proof that the Isle is in fact not dying. This right here is my magnum opus. If you look at our peak players, we have 8,388. That's what? Just under 4k less than the Isle's ever all-time peak? And you're telling me the Isle is dying? It's not dying. I'm telling you right now, it's not dying. Can we please put this rumour to rest? Please. Now that's been abolished, let's talk about our favourite living roadmap and how people are demanding a new one when we've only got one dinosaur from the original, or from the new quote-unquote updated one. Bear in mind, they strayed from the original roadmap, which was shown 13 months ago. Now we have this fan-made, theorised iteration, composed from updates and dev statements. The only one that isn't accurate, I think, is Stego's kit adjustment with its new power swing. So my question is, what are people expecting, dinosaur-wise, from a new roadmap when we've only just got Diabloceratops a few days ago? We are halfway through the 8th month of the year, but when we inevitably do get a new roadmap, I want to see Maggie. Ovi has to be on there surely. If it's not, I'm storming Isle Development HQ. I'm storming it. It has to be. It can't get set back again. Para would be nice to see on there. Querts, I'm going to guess, will be on there, but I'm scared what they're going to do with Querts, seeing what they've done and what they seem to want to do with Pteranodon. Now guys, get ready, because I'm going to have a rant. Pteranodon, for a while, was my favourite playable in the Isle. It gave you a branch of freedom we haven't experienced before. It was an Isle first, and I immediately fell in love with its gameplay style. Hunting juvies, skimming, being able to reach spots no one else could. You lived in your own little world, it was peaceful. But then the devs nerfed its damage, so it couldn't effectively hunt juvies anymore. They then nerfed its agility, its turning circle. They nerfed its stamina drain. It now has the worst stamina regen time in the game. It also currently has the worst night vision in the game. And on top of that, its latch mechanic is useless. Still, do you not think when adding an arboreal dinosaur in Herrerasaurus, that could have been the perfect time to work on Pteranodon's arboreal ability? Same with Hipsy. I will keep talking about it. I've been waiting for years. You may ask, why did they nerf Terra so badly? Because Dondi said some people used to use Pteranodon as a scout whilst mix packing. That may have been the minority of the case, but Hipsy, Dryo, Gali, don't get me started on Gali please, and Troodon are all far better scouts than Pteranodon. By far. But now, they've made Pteranodon an animal that gets punished like no other animal in the game for using basic movement. In fact, Herrerasaurus, the Isle's golden child, gets buffed in the area Pteranodon gets nerfed in. And now Herrera is just a better Pteranodon. It can do everything Pteranodon can, but better, apart from flight. It can even catch fish better than Terra can. This is an arboreal animal, and it's better at catching fish than the animal which existence is built around eating fish. I'm actually tweaking right now. People say, oh, Pteranodon can fly around the map on a full tank of stamina. That's never been the problem. The problem is if you want to do anything else. You are now forced to play in such a linear fashion that it's just boring. It makes for a terrible gameplay loop. And then I see this. And guys, my rage cannot be quenched. This won't work. Pteranodon isn't a heron. The reference they are using for this is a black heron, part of the Ardidae family. Ardidaes are a group of birds that specialise in wading through water. Pteranodon isn't built like one. So giving it this hunting strategy doesn't make sense. I literally studied this at university. It's like telling a crocodile to hunt in the trees. Like yeah, they can climb into trees on occasion, but it's not a viable option most of the time. If Terra has to wade through water to catch fish, you might as well ring the dinner bell for Deinosuchus, Heras, and Agro beipis, since they are for some reason on Pteranodon's diet, despite Terra having no way of hunting them. Look at Pteranodon's anatomy. In fact, look at this side by side. Do these match? Are these animals evolved to hunt in the same way? No! Terra is so short, it's going to have to submerge half of its body underwater to even get near schooling fish, especially since schooling fish don't spawn in shallow water. Anatomically, it just doesn't make sense. Ostro can do it, because it's like 6 foot tall with long legs, but Pteranodon that walks on all fours? I don't know. And then Dondi says this, which made me realise maybe they just don't like the idea of flight.
Which is what we've tested the worst of this on. We just took the moon out of the sky and then ran around in night vision. You can technically see it's pretty much what fog is without the blur. So, that's a fun time.
Thank God Pteranodon's being moved to a mostly terrestrial creature, though.
What? Why would you want to have a terrestrial gameplay style as the only animal that can fly? Its whole existence is flying. But now we have to use it on the ground. You know what, I've ranted enough. I hope it doesn't come to pass. I hope it's only prototypes or whatever. But anyway, let's move on. I've had enough. Let's talk about Rex's calls. That's a positive note, because I do like the idea of being able to have multiple broadcasts. It is a nice feature, and I love the rumble. Hearing that at night is going to scare the wings off me. And I will say, I do think the other call is a tad too similar to Jurassic Park's Rex, but that's me being very critical, and I've been too critical this video, I think. But I'll play the clip now for you.
Now, the sounds at the end of the Familiar Faces trailer are the current work in progress sounds for the Tyrannosaur, who has a few different parts to its sound set that you will be able to activate and choose between different sounds. So for those of you that want an old school, nice retro 90s big roar, you get one. For those of you that like that infrasound click click boom scary lizard from the past, you get one. So there you go. T-Rex will have a few different vocal sounds, and it is explicitly to appeal to those that like some paleo noises, because infrasound T-Rex spooky. But of course, you do have some nice old 90s stuff. Mixed in with the appropriate old school 90s call that everybody knows.
Now we go from the good to the bad again, because I'm not done ranting. Beipi, a dinosaur that I thought the devs did really well with, all things considered, until they made its stamina drain disgusting when it swam underwater. So effectively, you got punished for being semi-aquatic. And then Dondi said they're going to change it, and here's what they did. They reduced how much stamina it takes to swim underwater, which is a good change. That's what the people asked for. You know, that's all it needed. But then, they made its surface swimming speed chronically slow. So now beipi players are encouraged to use more stamina than before. So it was a nothing change. Why would you make the small tier, one of the smallest animals in the game, awfully slow in its specialized habitat? It doesn't make sense. And you are now faster on land and more agile on land as beipi than you are in water. So why would you choose to play in the water when you can be more successful on land and have a better chance of escaping things? What's going on? And on top of that, multiple terrestrial species have a faster swimming speed than the semi-aquatic. Man, if I say what I think, I will genuinely be in big trouble. But who's testing this? Who's greenlighting this? That's all I'll say. Hey man, that's all I'll say. That's all I'll say. But guys, I am getting a bit worried. I don't want to be that guy, but this time, I'm probably going to have to be. And I know this video has probably come across as like really negative. I don't intend most of my content to be like that, but like, I'm not a doomer. I don't hate this game. In fact, I'd argue I love this game more than most people, which allows me to be hypercritical. I need to say, we are now in the 8th month of the year, coming up to the last week of August. We've had one official playable release so far, and I'm not counting Diablo being in a public stress test for over 2 months as an official release. But now it's out, now we can count it. But we have a quarter, not even a quarter, I'd probably say just over a week left of August. We have September, October, November, and half of December due to the devs' Christmas break, which gives us about 4 months to play with. So I made this. This is my realistic prediction board of animals rumoured to come this year, or quote unquote soon. But here's my problem. Apart from Maya, I can't see any of these animals coming this year. What I can see is a December horde test for Rex and Trike. That's all. Allo, I'm sorry guys, Allo isn't coming soon. Kissin the other night did confirm that Rex is way ahead of Allo in development, and Rex is still nowhere to be seen. So, 1 add 1, you know, I'm getting 2, but of course I hope I'm wrong. I really do. And if we get a dinosaur in December, does it really count as getting it this year? Because we barely get to play it this year, you know? Do you get me? This brings me to why I'm worried. There's less than 4 working months left in the year. Do I have faith we'll get enough dinosaurs in that time? Unfortunately not. I don't think so. I do think the Isle has a big future, I really do, but maybe I should scale back my time frame on that. And let's be nice and say we'll get Diablo, Maya, Rex and Trike this year. Do you guys think that's a good return for a year's wait? Let me know. I am going to make a part 2 to this because there's still so much I want to talk about, but I don't want to get this video too long. And I'm so sorry if after over a month of not uploading, my first video back is negative or majority negative. I am sorry about that. But if I have a negative opinion on something, I am gonna say it. I am gonna say it. Some people aren't gonna like it. That's life. But anyway, have a great day, guys, and hopefully I will see you soon. Hopefully I will. Have a good one.